Season is finally over. Yes, it is finally over. Man, I can't believe it's finally over. It just feels like it just freaking started. My God. What's up, you guys? This is One Classic Gamer here. Welcome you to the final Better Call Saul review. Until season 4 comes on. This is going to be a review for season 3, episode 10, which is the finale. And man, is there quite a bit of stuff to talk about. First off, I just want to apologize. I didn't get this review up at the usual time. Yesterday was kind of an unexpected day for me. I don't really want to get into it, but I couldn't catch the episode at the usual 10 o'clock like run time, so I had to catch it at like 1:30 in the morning. So it's like almost 3 o'clock now. I've seen the finale now. I'm ready to talk about it. Here we go. What did I think? This was a good finale. I'm going to say that right now because this entire season has been building up like all these character arcs, and they finally start to come to a head in this episode. Really, I mean, um, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, to me the most exciting thing about this episode was the stuff with Hector and apparently he took the pills and they actually worked. I mean, they didn't kill him, but they actually worked. So Nacho was actually going to go and kill Hector right then and there, but that obviously did not happen. He took the pills and somehow they worked, it seems. And I'm thinking what happened is he actually switched the pills before he handed it to the emergency, people. And what was the thing about that scene is like when Hector turns away, I'm getting, or when Nacho turns away, Gus actually looks at him, gives him a look, and I'm getting so concerned for Nacho, man. Even though Nacho is technically not a good guy, he's one of the bad guys. I actually from what we've seen from him in this season, I actually care about his character, and I don't want to see anything happen to him. Like, I really don't. I want Nacho to live. I want him to live, and you could just like Nacho's just a character. Like, it's sad because he's struggling. He's fucking struggling. Like, this whole season, he's been struggling with this whole Hector situation. Hector is just out of control. Hector is fucking annoying. Like, he's stubborn as hell. He will not give up his position. He thinks he is above everyone, and everyone below him can just fucking suck his dick. That's how, ruthless Hector has been in this season. And when he finally went into like that cardiac arrest, I was just like, yes, finally. But then it also got me worried when Gus gave Nacho that look, because now I'm thinking, oh shit, Gus is going to find out about that, and he's going to probably kill Hector, because Gus is the one that wants to kill Hector. We've all seen Breaking Bad. We know that in the end, Hector dies because of Gus, and actually, technically, Hector dies because of Walt, but Gus was going to kill Hector, but Walt did it with the bomb. But that's Breaking Bad. This is Better Call Saul. The shit with Hector and some of the stuff with Mike has been the most exciting stuff of the season. But the most interesting stuff is the stuff with Chuck, Jimmy, and just, man. I mean, we've been seeing it for like 3 seasons straight now that Jimmy, he's slipping Jimmy. He doesn't do good things. He does a lot of dirty things, but in the end, he actually cares about his brother. He's been trying to do his best to, care for his brother and take care of him. But Chuck does not care about Jimmy. He's always been jealous of Jimmy. He's always hated Jimmy. And the scene where Jimmy goes to Chuck's house and he's like, I'm just checking on you. Like, I just, wanted to check on you. He's like, he was telling him that he had regrets. I'm sorry. I can't talk for shit. Jesus. It's like, yeah, like I said, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. But the scene between Chuck and Jimmy was a great scene because it's like, in that scene, in a way, Chuck was finally, finally admitting, you know, to Jimmy that he doesn't really care about him that much, and you could tell that it affects Jimmy, and that's a really important scene too because it um it affects Jimmy too because then he goes back to Sandpiper and he realizes he's like, you know, I've done exactly what Chuck says I'm always going to do no matter what. I've hurt people. I've, you know, crossed a really bad line. You know, yeah, he's gotten Sandpiper to settle, but the whole thing about it is he sort of fucked up this friendship, this longtime friendship between these elders, and it sort of it affects him. And in the end, he makes the decision to just come clean about it and let them know, hey, this is what I did. He doesn't do it in a very. I mean, if I was Jimmy, I would have straight up just said, you know what, I did this. I would have like said it all out in front of them, but no, he makes the one chick from Davison, Maine, come and she pulls him outside, and as they're arguing, you know, he's got like the microphone going, and they all hear, what Jimmy did, and it was a great scene because it was sort of like Jimmy, that's also it's a great scene because Jimmy sees that yes, he has done exactly what his brother says he's always going to do. He has hurt people, but at the same time, you know, it bothers him for once, and he decides, you know what, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to settle this, and he fixes that whole situation. The stuff with Kim, she obviously last episode she got into the car accident, which is really bad because now she's injured. Her I think it was her right arm is in a cast now, and obviously it's gonna be pretty hard to perform the work that she has been doing throughout the season and all throughout the show when she is like impaired, like, or I don't know why I said impaired, when she's injured like that. So it's one of those things where Kim is sort of, it seems like she's sort of deciding to sort of take a little bit of time off and just relax. And yeah, I mean, she got severely hurt in that car accident. That another great scene was the scene where she finally came to the realization like that she was pushing herself too hard. She was like, I've been working this case for like however long she's been working it. I've been getting like 6 hours of sleep every day, like at max, and I crossed 3 lanes of traffic and didn't even know about it. She's like, I could have killed somebody. Like, I mean, just Kim, she pushed herself way too hard, and I don't know where her character arc's gonna go. I mean, obviously, right now she's just taking time off because she, like I said, she's got a really bad car accident. But that was the scenes with her were great. They had to retire. What's her face? I don't know. I can't remember the chick's name. The assistant chick working with Kim and Jimmy. They had to retire her because they had to get rid of the office. Unfortunately, Jimmy and they can't pay for it anymore. Chuck. This is probably the most intriguing part of the one of the more intriguing arcs because it's like this whole time, all throughout the show, we've all wondered like, what is this weird, condition that Chuck has? Is it even real? Is it in his head? Like, what the fuck is it? And Chuck has just gone, so like crazy or not. Well, he's just gone down a specific path, and obviously in the last episode, I think it was the last episode, Howard was like, you know what, I don't want you working for HHM anymore, and Chuck was like, well, you know what, I'm gonna sue HHM then. Howard is just like, okay, well, you know what, we spent 17 years building this company. We both care about the firm, and we would never like sacrifice it or put it in harm's way. And I'm trying to do like the second I bring up, retiring you, your first reaction is to sue me. I mean, what kind of betrayal is that? Like that was also one of those things where I was like, where Chuck, when Howard handed Chuck like the check for like $3 million, and was like, you know what, here, I'm just gonna pay you money out of my account. Leave the firm alone. Chuck was affected by that because Chuck is like, you know what? It's like this is sort of like the reflection episode. Characters in this episode are all starting to reflect on the shit they've done all throughout this season and the show. And Chuck in that scene was like, you know what? Maybe I don't. I mean, what I'm assuming Chuck is thinking is that, you know, maybe I shouldn't be working for this firm anymore. Maybe I have pushed my friend a little, like, too much by threatening to sue HHM. It was just, there's so many great things. There's so many characters that are just now starting to reflect on how much work they've, been doing and what they've done all throughout the show. And I will say the one funny scene, though, is the scene where everyone claps, like, when Chuck leaves. That scene was just funny to me because it's like, I don't really think, like, everyone in the building would give a shit who Chuck is. I mean, unless, you know, unless, like, every single time someone got hired, you know, they were forced to, like, appreciate Chuck. Like, I don't think everyone in the building would be, like, there clapping for Chuck like that because it's like, I mean, I guess everyone represents HHM and all that, but when, I mean, what I'm trying to say is, like, when you have, let's say, like, an intern or someone that was hired, like, a couple weeks ago or some shit like that. I don't think they have interns. People that have just been recently hired, they don't know Chuck that well. They're not gonna join in like that and clap. That was kind of a little over dramatic to me, in my personal opinion, but whatever, it worked. But the most interesting thing is that not like that conversation that Chuck has with Jimmy. Not only did it affect Jimmy, but it affected Chuck as well because you know he's been doing really good. Like, he's actually been doing really good. He has tons of electricity in his house, and then you know at a certain point in the episode, he just kind of changes, and he's like, you know what? He starts fucking busting up walls and shit, trying to look for this the electricity that's in the house. I mean, he's turned off all of the power, but he's going out to look at the circuit thing, and there's still power running through the house, and he's fucking hammering through all the walls trying to figure out where the electricity is, and he's just going crazy. At this point, he's gone nuts. He doesn't care about all the progress he's made. At this point, Chuck doesn't want to, be friends with his brother. He doesn't want to be friends with anybody. Like, he's just fucking going crazy at this point. And at the end, man, I mean, when he is like, when you see like the whole house like getting all torn up, and he keeps kicking the desk, and the lantern falls over and it lights the house on fire. Man, that's kind of sad because at this point, like, Chuck he's been kind of an asshole character, because we all root for Jimmy. Like, Jimmy's like the character we all root for and we all love. And since Chuck has been against Jimmy, we all look at Chuck and we're like, Chuck's an asshole. But at this point, you can't help but pity him, no one really is supporting him anymore. He doesn't want to be, he's lost. Like, he's just like lost at this point. And, he doesn't know if he wants to keep going or not. And, so he fucking goes crazy in the end and starts a fire in his house. And I don't know. I mean, Maybe he'll live, maybe he'll die. I don't know. I think they're trying to say that Chuck is like at this point doesn't give a shit about like life anymore because he doesn't work for HHM anymore. So he commits suicide at the end of the episode. I think that's what they're trying to say. I don't know. I can't really say until season 4 comes out, but overall, I mean, as an episode, I really liked it. As the finale, it was a good finale. It wrapped uh, story arcs up, and left some things open. We don't know what's going to happen with Hector quite yet, if he's going to be paralyzed now or what. This was a good finale, and yeah, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Yeah, that's my personal score of it. I really enjoyed this episode. So, yeah, man, that's my review for the finale of Better Call Saul. If you guys enjoyed this, please comment, rate, subscribe. And I'll see you guys when the next season comes out. So, yeah. Peace.